Hello everyone and welcome to the Black Marriage Effect podcast where we discuss black love, marriage and relationships. I'm your host Nancy and I'm here to help you guys have peace, love and harmony in your relationship. Guys, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe so that every time I drop a video, you guys will be the first to know. Today we've got a very, very special guest. We've got my husband, aka husband, Joe. Hi Joe. Say hi to the people.
What's happening?
So today we're going to be discussing our experiences of our 10, almost 11-year relationship and our 5-year marriage, and just, tips on how we can help you guys improve your relationship, if you can get any advice from it. So let's get straight into it. So firstly, we're going to be discussing upbringing, because upbringing is definitely a key part of, what you will take from your parents or your parent or whoever, you saw around you as a child, and you will definitely take that and use that when you get married, even without knowing. A lot of people, they just go through life and they don't really realise that they're assimilating what they've been taught or what they've been programmed to do without even knowing it. And I know for me, I definitely watched my parents and how, they did things and have implemented it. So do you want to go first?
You should go first. Okay,
I'll go first then. So yeah, my upbringing was actually very good. My mum and dad are still together today. Two of them in the house made a massive difference in terms of feeling the love from both of them, having a mum and dad role model to kind of look up to and know what to expect when I have a husband, what to look for, like the good things in my dad. I definitely looked for in my potential husband, and I definitely saw those things in Joe as well. Even things like being humorous. My dad always loved to make us laugh. He was good with, he loved working. He was a very hard worker, and Joe is definitely a hard worker as well. And just even things like in terms of the household, like the way he did things, he would work a lot, and then on the weekends he would do a little bit of tidying up, take out the family. That's literally what it was. But yeah, my upbringing was good. So I've got 4 siblings. I'm the third one. And yeah, we lived in London up till I was 16, moved to Essex. But my upbringing was good because my mum had to stop working when my brother and sister were very young to look after them, because childminding was such an issue. My dad had to work like 2 jobs, to make ends meet and stuff like that. We weren't rich and we weren't poor. We were very in the middle. We never lacked anything as children, which, like being an adult now, I appreciate it so much. And having kids of my own, like you try to teach your kids how to be grateful and how to, not kind of, if your parents say no to something, that doesn't mean that, oh, you're never going to get it, or mummy, daddy doesn't want to do this for you. Like there's more kind of to it. So, but yeah, my upbringing was very good. In terms of the marriage side of things, I did adopt a lot of what my parents did and kind of use that in my marriage as well. I'm a very homely person, and so was my mum. She loved to cook. She loved to feed us. Do you know what I mean? She loved to, definitely look after the home in that retrospect. And then obviously she went to go and do her career later on in life, and that's very similar to what I'm doing as well. So yeah, in a nutshell, that was my upbringing. How about yours?
Mine was definitely the opposite. It was a lot more complicated. My parents split up when I was quite early in my lifespan. So I don't know what exact age. I don't think my memory will take me that far. But it was early. So I was raised by a mum, and a single black mum with my siblings who came later from my other stepdads. So seeing a family unit was kind of weird. Yeah. But my grandparents were kind of the earliest memory I have of a family unit per se. So I didn't really grow up with a lot of those essential things per se, even though I would see my dad on the weekend and things of that nature. He always, made as much effort, because at the end of the day, when you're working and you're doing this, and he was probably just going through his own situations at the time. So obviously, I didn't have a understanding of what it took to make a family work per se.
What about aunties and uncles? Did you have a lot of them?
Some of them were together, but they were all dysfunctional. I didn't see no one in love and happy all the time. So there was no real example, if that makes sense. But it was alright because my mum loved to laugh.
Oh,
have fun.
good. Yeah.
And as much as, like, we only realized that we were poor in comparison. But when you compare your life to anyone, it's never really a great thing to do.
Yeah, it's
but
not.
really, my mom made sure we had stuff on our birthday. Like,
Yeah.
she made miracles happen. And I think that's the power of a lot of times with mothers. They make miracles happen.
Yeah.
And because to this day, as I don't know how she did a lot of stuff she did. But yeah, my childhood was full of laughs as well. You know what I mean? My mom was always funny. She always supported what I was doing. So when I wanted to do
really
entertainment and whatever I wanted to do, she supported it. So it was never like I lacked support and love and affection. My mum made sure that was in abundance.
Yeah, that's really
You know
good.
what I mean? But obviously being a young kid looking at the material, you just saw it as poverty. But really I wasn't poor, I was rich because my mum supported all my visions, my ideas. She put confidence in me. She installed that go-getter mentality. And you know what I mean? She didn't make me bitter or sour towards anybody and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's my upbringing, to be fair. Obviously growing up in East London as well, in Hackney, you know, the environment was very violent, aggressive, and that becomes part of our lexicon and how we communicate very violently in terms of the way we talk. Shut up, man. It's just I didn't realize that was a problem until later on in life. Like, I didn't realize that
you want to get a job or
no, just not even necessarily professionalism, just socially. I was just aggressive in my tone, and I didn't realize that.
Yeah, because that's just what you're used to.
That's just what we're used to. That's how our man, we insult each other. That's our bonding.
That's how men bond. Can you imagine?
No, not all men, but just like
it's just,
from that sector. It's just normal, but it's not nice. Like as you get older, you start to realize it's not really the way we want to represent ourselves, and it can bleed into your relationships there, which it did in our one, in terms of the way I just speak, and because it's not intent, and I'm naturally loud, my voice is big, so
it goes with your height and stuff, innit? And your
if I was, you know, my height and started speaking super soft with a high pitched voice, I don't know how you would.
I'd be like, wait, did you get a voice box changer?
So upbringing wise, it's a mixture of things, man. Just typical stuff growing up in the ends and just
but that's nice. I love the fact that, like, even though you guys weren't financially rich and stuff, you're rich in other things. Like your mum really supported you and stuff like that in what you wanted to do. So like with my parents did support me, but I came from that typical Nigerian family of oh, when you grow up, go and be a doctor, go and be a lawyer and stuff like that. So if I ever said, oh, I wanted to, because I really loved doing art in school, and even though, like, I don't even think I really showed my parents my artwork back then, because I just felt like, oh, this isn't what they want me to do, let me just keep this and do. So I think it's really good that your mum supported you, because then she would really like be the both parents in a sense. She would have to like pick that up. Was that hard for you?
To be honest, nobody's both parents. I don't know where people get this thing from about mum has to be mommy and dad. You can't be dad. It's impossible. You're not playing two roles. You're not, because I'm not getting anything from my mum masculine wise. So you can't play two roles. The overcompensation comes from just if the lack of or fear of thinking, can I not do this on my own, or whether, because it's a difficult thing for any single parent, man or woman, you know what I mean? But you can't play two roles, and I don't really recommend trying to play two roles if you are a single person with a child, because something that our homegirl Dana mentioned that I thought was so powerful that she mentioned, and I was like, it's true. My mom was not a single parent, because my dad would contribute in different ways, maybe not to my expectation of how much I needed, but he was still doing that. A single parent is someone who has complete autonomy over the child with nobody else, so the partner is not available for parenting at all. Most of the time, is the better way to say it is that you are a single person with a child, not a single parent, because a single parent means nobody else
is looking in that child's life
in terms of the other significant other. So for my thing, it was that, but obviously given the environment and certain things, it's kind of difficult. So, but that's, and the mixture of other things as well going on in life. But for the most part, I realized all of these things started to boil over in when we first got together. It started to boil over, and because I'm always like, personal development is something I prioritize. I was able to see it. I was able to start to see it. Well, not all the time, because if I saw it, I wouldn't have moved that way, but I didn't see it. You know what I mean? But it was so hard because it took us years before I can be level of vulnerability. It took time. You know what I mean? But I realized that not being vulnerable with your partner doesn't help your situation.
Yeah.
Because if we're going to trust, let's trust. Let's not half-ass.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you want to trust, you literally have to like let go and let God in that sense.
Let go and let God.
Yeah, I remember watching one YouTube video of a pastor speaking. He was like, if you want to trust, you have to like literally let that person in. All the way, like 150 million%.
Especially when you're going to get married to. If you're going to get married to someone with a family, you doing it halfway makes no sense.
No.
Because understanding the depth of each other's traumas and understanding that allows you to be in the driver's seat and the know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of the time. So, you know what I mean? So I just really think like learning each other's parts in that situation is very, very important. You know what I mean?
So what would you take, what have you taken from your mum and that you've like used as an older thing in the...
I've taken a lot of things, like enjoying your life, like not listening to people about what makes you happy. Do what makes you happy and, you know, go after the things you want to go after. You know what I mean? My mum will tell me, don't worry about what friends think and who's supporting you and who's not supporting you. Don't get lost in that. Don't get lost in being envious of someone else's life because you have no idea what's going on. Like, just really key lessons that most of our parents probably taught us. You know what I mean? And that just comes from experience of being on this planet long enough to know that actually there's some basic things you can just avoid.
Yeah, no, that's true. Should we move on? Yeah. Cool. So next we're going to speak a little bit about our individual experience in terms of marriage. So do you want to go first on this one?
Individual experience.
Yeah, just as
to be honest, I had 2 years of preparation before marriage. Yeah. Because I didn't just jump into it. So I had 2 years of soul searching, reflecting on what, where, why, how. You know what I mean? What is marriage? You know what I'm saying? Where would it take us? What do I want from it? What do I have expectations? Why do I have expectations? What is it going to be? So I had 2 years to sit with myself. Yeah. To really start to ask poignant questions. So my individual experience, my expectation matched my experience matched my expectation because...
Okay, that's good then.
I learned a lot of things about myself. I started putting a lot of the onus of happiness and joy and things on myself because I realized... I started to look into what made marriages fail, what made them problematic, and I was like, it's the constant farming out of the job that you need to do internally. So I had time to think. So my individual experience in marriage has been phenomenal because at the end of the day, I realized like actually, it's not as difficult as people make it out to be.
Yeah, if they do it properly though.
If you just like grow up. Yeah. And to get your mind right. It's not hard. It doesn't have to be hard. Nothing in life has to be hard. Yeah. It's your judgment of the situation that makes it easy or hard. But for me, my individual experience, I've enjoyed marriage thoroughly because I understood. because I realized enjoying marriage has nothing to do with your partner, and this is the key. Yeah. Enjoying marriage is a state of mind. It's the way I engage, the things I want to see to come into fruition. Yeah. Based on the values I have, meaning that okay, I want peace, I want harmony, I want love involved, right? So I got to be my actions have to be in line with the things I want. Away, so I don't have to wait for you to be harmonious. I can be harmonious just to myself. I don't have to wait for you to do certain things. I can just do them myself, and that's a powerful tool to use.
100%. And I think a lot of people get that ideology wrong because even though you're going into marriage and it's two people essentially, they literally think like, I can't do this on my own. It has to be me and the other person. A lot of people, you know, in some people's experiences, but it's good that you think that because even with me and in terms of my experience, it's been an amazing one. It's been such a learning process. I've learned a lot about myself. I've learned a lot about Joe. I've grown a lot. I feel like I'm not the same person that I was when we first got married. No, versus when we first met to when we first got married, which was almost 6 years ago. And even now, do you get what I'm saying? So it's always a thing for me. My experience has always been a growth process, a learning process, a self-development thing. Because I feel like as long as I do that, there's nothing that I can't really withstand, number one, within myself. And then number one, if we go through things like... If you're at a certain level of self-awareness or a certain space in your mind, there's nothing really that you can't get over or get through, if you get what I'm saying. Like, we've been through hard times and stuff like that. And I feel like even in the past, if I was to go through those hard times again, I would kind of like, deal with those differently, if you get what I'm saying. So yeah, I think my experience has definitely been a learning curve. It's been an amazing one. Like, you're an amazing husband, I'm not gonna lie, you know, I'm not bragging, but yeah, I think when you have a husband... You're welcome. When you have a husband that's willing to learn and grow and teach you as well, that's a major thing because with me, I wasn't such I'm not an extrovert, I'm an introvert. So it's a thing whereby if you've got someone feeding you information and you're taking it in, you know, you're using that to grow and you actually apply it to your life. I feel like because I've applied a lot of things to our marriage, that's why my experience for me has been amazing. Do you get what I'm saying? So
makes sense.
Yeah, my experience has been really good, and I feel like we've still got many more decades and years to go. So
yeah,
do you get what I'm saying? So
thanks.
Yeah,
thanks. No, that's a good point.
Yeah. So yeah, this is a good one. Expectations versus reality. For me, my expectation before we got married was, yeah, it was kind of like the whole, not the superficial, like, oh yeah, you know, everything's going to be flowers and roses. Because obviously, I saw how my parents were. Not everything was great all the time. So you do know that things are going to, hit the fan sometimes and whatnot. But you do, I feel like maybe certain things I wasn't 100% ready for. And that's me saying it now, like in the person I am today. Like I wasn't ready for certain things because I never prepared myself for certain things. Like I may have said, oh, if this happens, whatever. But in reality, when it comes down to it, your feelings will literally and your actions will tell you how you feel about what's going on. Do you get what I'm saying? So my expectation, I definitely hoped and prayed for the best. And the reality, even versus that as well, the reality is what I've literally, like what we've prepared for, what we've kind of learned and taught each other. Do you get what I'm saying? Because obviously whatever you put into a situation, you get out of it. Like, right. So my reality is definitely a great one because we've worked on it. Do you get what I'm saying? But I understand for some people, it's just not that. Like their reality will always probably never good because they've not done that groundwork. Do you know what I mean? Maybe they've not been through situations, like hard situations, so they've not had to grow from it. Because I feel like when we go through hard things, we definitely grow from it when we've come out on the other side kind of thing. So yeah, that's my take. Well,
to be honest, like because I had time, and this is the thing I was saying, because I had time to reflect on a lot of things beforehand. Expectation is a projection of my needs and wants. That's all expectations are. And I realized that actually removing that is so important. The reason, and we had this conversation about, and I was saying to you, I said the reason why friendships work better than relationships is because there's no need for control.
Yeah, that's
with true. Friends, there's a freedom of, right, well, do you then, innit?
Yeah.
That should be the exact same thing in marriage. That's why people encourage people to have a friendship in a marriage.
Yeah, first.
Because the reality of it is the need for control will destroy things.
Yeah.
The need for someone else trying to match your needs is a problem. These things are problems because, marriage can become a prison or it can become a haven depending on the individuals involved. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if you want your marriage to be a heaven, then like my boy Mikhail the Energy said, is like you got to imagine heaven before you can experience it.
Yeah.
So if I imagine a heaven, I have to experience it. I have to imagine it within myself and experience it within myself and realize if I become my heaven, that will become my reality.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
Not wait for someone to become heaven for me. So an example of that would be like, if she's not cooking or attending to your needs or whatever your nonsense ideal is, right? And I say it's nonsense because it's about what your needs are and it's not about other people. It doesn't consider other people. The thing about your own needs, they don't consider other people because it's your need.
Yeah, so it's quite selfish.
It gets complicated for the individual unnecessarily, but in reality is my expectation, my reality started to become one thing because I'm always prioritizing growth. I'm always prioritizing how can I find peace within myself, because once I do that, everything else became a lot more easier. There is no problem. There is just a challenge, and that challenge can be dealt with if we have spent time exercising those muscles of patience,